Hey friends, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It is Sat Chat time. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. I turned my lights down. I was watching Sat Chat last week and I'm like, oh my word, things look so bright. So hopefully this lighting's a little bit better. You know, I knew this for 13 years and I'm always tweaking something. There's always something new to try, new to tweak, and whatnot. So you can let me know if the lighting is a little better this time. I hope so. I hope so. I hope I'm not glowing white like reflection. I do a new project up in Critique Club, this onion painting here. Oh, I'm knocking things down. I think it turned out pretty well. It was a lot of fun, and there's a time lapse on YouTube if you want to check that out. And what else do we have going on? I just posted this on Thursday. This is a pen and ink. It's real time. You do like the line work with a waterproof pen, and then you do like watercolor on top. And I've changed my weekday posting schedule. So when I'm posting on a weekday, I'm going to go at 4 p.m. instead of noon, because YouTube told me that basically the best time for you to post a video is 4 p.m. on weekdays or 1 p.m. on the weekends. I'm not changing Sat Chat because Sat Chat is like, I don't know, 7 a.m. It just feels right. We're all hanging out. Everyone says they like to have their coffee with a Sat Chat, and I'm here to oblige. But on weekdays, I'm going to move it till 4 because apparently YouTube says that, well, of course YouTube knows because they're the ones that you know, run the show and we're just guests at the party. The first hour of a video is how a video does its first hour is going to determine how well the video performs over its life, like how much YouTube will recommend it and everything. So the first 6 hours are basically where YouTube gathers all its information, whether this video is good or bad. The first hour is the most important, second hour is second most important, third hour is third most important, and so on and so forth for the first 6 hours. So basically, I was posting at noon, and so the first 4 hours were really kind of like which was supposed to be the most important times, were not when my audience was online. So I'm going to start posting at 4. Hopefully it makes a difference because it's hard to get the tutorial seen. It's really difficult. So I hope you saw that one and you watched it and enjoyed it. It's a, like I said, real-time, relaxing, paint with me, draw with me type video. I didn't post a review this week. I've been really busy with this freelance project. I'm actually ahead of schedule now, so I'm really excited. I got to do a bunch of editing tomorrow. I've got a few things I need to film this afternoon, but yeah, I am, knock on wood, really have everything under control this week, which is good because I was feeling a little scattered previously. Oh, I used the color oops, guys. Remember I told you last week I was going to try the color oops, and I used it, and look, I got all the red out. I don't know how red it's going to look on camera, you never know, but I'm really happy with it. So what I did was, because I filmed last Sat Chat on Thursday, so Friday morning I washed my hair because my hair was, you know, like, I hadn't washed it in like a week, so it was pretty dirty, and I didn't know if the color oops would get through the grime in my like sketchy hobo hair. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wash my hair, and all I did was put conditioner in the ends, like when I put some leave-in conditioner after, because I'm like, this is probably gonna be harsh. My ends were plenty blonde, my roots were plenty blonde. It was just this kind of like band that I had of red, where I think it was where my hair grows pretty fast, and where I had dyed like virgin hair that hadn't been lightened previously. That's where the dye, like that was a dye that I could not get out. So I used the color oops. Oh my word, is it a process. You have got to like block out a couple hours for this process, and your bathroom will smell like you've been dissolving bodies. It's disgusting. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, though, hearing some of the reviews of it. But so I washed it on Friday, then Saturday, and I let it air dry. I'm like, I do not want to do anything damaging whatsoever because this is going to be a real ordeal for my hair. Not as bad as bleach, but I didn't know what to expect. And so then I put the color oops on Saturday morning, and I was kind of worried. I didn't really want to do this. I didn't want to be the first one in the shower because I was afraid that it would run out of our hot water, but it didn't. I think because we have one of those hot water heaters, it's like, I don't know, they explained it to me when they installed it, because when we had to get a new furnace a few years ago, it's basically so you don't run out of hot water. I don't know how it works, it's magic. But anyway, so, but still I was kind of worried because people would say they use up all their hot water when they do this. But anyway, so I put the color oops on. It smelled pretty rank, I'm not gonna lie. So you put it in, and you, like, I actually just tried to hit the parts that were red, and I had just enough to do all my hair, and my hair's pretty thick, but it's not very long, so if you had longer hair than I do, or you had a lot of dye to remove, I would get 2 boxes, or more maybe. So I put that in, I put the cap on, set the timer for 20 minutes, I'm like, I followed it to the letter. Then you have to rinse out your hair, for 5 minutes. Then you gotta shampoo it. Then you gotta rinse that out for 20 minutes. And I set the timer on my phone for 20 minutes. And I'm like rinsing. And I'm like, oh my word, it must be 20 minutes by now. And I'm like, did I forget to set my timer? So I like reached out, found my phone, looked at the thing. It'd been like 11 minutes. I'm like, oh my word, this is taking forever. So I rinsed a little bit more. I did, and then I shampooed it, rinsed it again. I think like there was 5 shampoos all and rinsing, and it worked really well. I was worried that I didn't rinse long enough, and I was kind of wondering if it was going to darken back up, because I heard that your hair can darken back up if you don't get everything out, because what it does is it reverses the oxidation process in your hair. Oh, by the way, I forgot to do my disclaimer that you're not going to learn anything on on this video. It's not necessarily even about art. We did talk a little bit. Anyway, you've been here before, right? I'm hoping. If there's any new people, I'm sure they're long gone by now, so I guess there's no point in doing that. So anyways, rinse. I did actually condition at one point. It was like, I think after shampoo 3, because I was using like clarifying shampoo, and it was like my hair was squeaky clean. I don't think my hair's ever been that clean. It was like squeaking. It was that clean. And so I'm like, I gotta condition. I can't even stand this. It's too squeaky. And so I conditioned it, rinsed that out. Then I shampooed it again, rinsed it a couple more times. And yeah, it came out. Then I just conditioned it again. Put leave-in conditioner in and just left it to air dry Saturday. And it was like you could see the roots were like the brand new roots were very dark. The rest of my hair was very yellow, like yellow. So the red came out. There was a lot of yellow. It was very brassy. It looked like I've been watching that show Yellow Jackets, and the blonde, the girl, the younger character, Julia Lewis's younger character, had like her hair had grown out. She had bleached blonde hair, and it had grown out and kind of yellow and brassy when they're like stranded in the wilderness and stuff. It was like that color. It was yellow. Maybe not as yellow as that, but it was at least this yellow. But the red was gone. I was very happy about that. So I let it air dry. Then Sunday morning, I had some color, because it said you are going to have to recolor your hair after you color oops, because you are taking all of that artificial pigment out, so you're going to need to put something back in. And I knew that, like, you know, my hair is normally kind of like a dirty blonde color. It's just kind of like a dull dark blonde. And so I knew, so that's the kind of the color of my roots. And then, but I had lightened it to a lighter blonde previously, and then I colored it red all winter. And there was lots of applications of red. The red was having a hard time to stick to my hair, actually, so it was something I really struggled with. I struggled with getting the red in my hair all winter, and then I struggled with getting rid of it in the spring. So it was just, I was not happy with the red at all this winter. So then I did like just a light natural blonde. I didn't want to do ash because I was afraid the ash would just be too drab. And I like a little bit of a warm undertone, honestly. I was using the ash to try to get rid of the red, but you can't, dye doesn't remove dye. You know, you really need to do either a bleach, which I didn't want to do, or a color remover, which worked great. So and it was the extra strength color oops. I know they have extra strength and extra conditioning. It was just the whatever my grocery store had the extra strength one. It was the only one they had. So it worked great. But you got to follow the directions, and you got to plan on spending some time on it, because it's going to take some time. But I really like it. I know not everybody likes the blonde. Some people like the red, but I feel more like myself with the blonde, and it definitely feels more like summer. And next week, it's going to be 72 degrees on Thursday, so you have me to thank. Yep. Summer can arrive now. I am back to blonde. I cannot wait. Oh my word. That has been my motivation to get crap done this week, because it's like I am going to slack off in the sunshine on Thursday. I cannot wait. I want to try out a new pochade box, and I'm not sure what medium I'm going to do in there, but I think I'm just gonna throw it in the car, top down of course, and go find some place interesting to paint and give it a whirl and see how it goes. I'm going to be doing a review on this product, so that will give me a good, I won't feel like I'm slacking off too bad, because I'll actually be doing research for a review, so wish me luck. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. It's gonna be, I was looking at the weather forecast, and it looked like a slot machine. It was like sunshine, 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 from like Monday to Friday. Maybe it was even more than that. It was, I'm so excited. And so we're gonna have 50s, 60s, and then a couple 70s, I think. I think I'm gonna try to, if I have all my work done, I'm going to try to get my yard work done, because I love to go outside in the spring, in the sunshine, and do yard work. I mean, even scooping dog poop is pleasant in the sunshine when the weather's warm. And we have so many branches that came down. It was very windy winter, and so we have a lot of little branches down. It's just a mess. So now the snow is melting. I can go and get that stuff off the front yard. The front yard hardly has any snow, so and probably most of that's going to be gone with this weather that we're going to get this week. It's funny how long the snow will last though if it's in a shady area. It's crazy how long that will stay. There must be like some permafrost in the ground or something. I don't know, but I'm super excited for that, and I hope you're going to get some good weather wherever you are in the world. I forgot to turn the furnace off. I turned it back on. I was doing some filming for some class stuff earlier this morning, and I turned the furnace off so I wouldn't have the furnace noise in my classes. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to turn it back on, warm the house up, like go up and do my makeup. And I forgot to turn it back off to come film Sat Chat. But everyone says, I can't even hear it. It's not a big deal. So what's new? Let's see. I did, I'm going to go to this open studio on Saturday. So it'll be actually a little while after Sat Chat posts. My friend Glenna invited me to go to this open studio in Bucksport. There's this, it used to be a gallery, but I guess they're closing the gallery portion of it, and it's just going to be classes, and it's just an open studio. Come bring what you want, pay, $10 for, just to use a space, and, I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. I did mention it to a couple other friends, but nobody else was available. And the weird thing is, like, when you're an adult, I find that, because, like, I've been reaching out to people a lot this year, to, like, people that I want to spend more time with, people that I think I'd be really good friends with, people I've lost touch with. And because this is my year of connection, it's something I'm really trying to do. And when I message somebody, because generally that's what I'm doing, I'm not picking up the phone call like a lunatic. Like, you call somebody nowadays, you would talk to them for, they're going to think you're a lunatic. So, like, you send a little casual message, and then I'm kind of, every time I send a message like, hey, I'm going to this thing on Saturday, you want to join me? Then I realized, it probably sounds like I'm inviting them to a Tupperware party. And, because back when the kids were little, it seemed like every mother I knew was selling some sort of, pyramid scheme product. And, you get these messages and it's like, no. But then on the other hand, a lot of times you feel obligated to go to these because, what if you wanted to sell some pyramid scheme product, you'd want them to come to yours. I never did any of those MLMs, but yeah, then I'm like, oh, I hope people don't think I'm trying to get them to join a cult or something when I'm reaching out to them out of the blue. They probably think that. I don't know. But that's definitely not, that's not the vibe I'm trying to give, but you never know. And it's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird making friends in your 40s because everyone's so busy, especially women our age. They may be caring for their parents and caring for young children at the same time. My kids have just left the nest, so I feel like I have all kinds of free time and mental bandwidth to handle additional friendships. But if you're not quite in that space yet, then yeah, I can see how it would just be one more thing that you've had to add on the list. But there's been also times where, like, I've been, I don't know, just like out of sorts or overwhelmed or whatnot, and people have invited me out, and then I'm just like, and I'd say no, thank you, well, I'll say yes the next time. And then people stop inviting you when you keep saying no. And I regret that. I regret not saying yes more, because there was a group of moms in town that I had a really fun time hanging out with, and but I don't know, I think I was just kind of like having one of my episodes where I was just feeling really low and just feeling like I had this this impending cloud of doom hanging all the time. I can't really describe it other than just this feeling like the doom, like there's just a doom. And so I would say no, and it's like, that's the opposite of what I should have been doing. I should have gone, and I should have embraced those friendships and said yes. Sometimes, I don't know, and then like when you're in that mood where you're just feeling all doomy and gloomy, you think that people are just pitying you and they're just inviting you because they pity you. And I don't want to make people feel like that. I want people like, no, if I'm inviting you somewhere, it's because I want to spend time with you. That's the only reason I would invite somebody to go do something with me. It's because, hey, I want to spend time with you. I like you. Let's be friends. But you say that to somebody and people look at you like you're a lunatic. Oh, well, I guess I'd rather be thought of as a friendly lunatic than an antisocial hermit. So, yeah, I don't know. People will either say yes and come along for the fun, or they will not. And whatever. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm not, you don't want to be friends with me, I'm not going to take it personally. Because if you don't put yourself out there, then you're just gonna be sad and alone, I guess. And I was always like so social, like I was always a social butterfly, and I think, you know, get kind of, I don't know if it's having kids or whatnot, you get so busy and so focused with your career and your children and your husband and whatnot that you kind of forget that, oh, there are other people that, you know, there are other people too, you know, and you want to live life to the fullest and, you know, do all the things. Do all the things. I guess it's kind of like probably a midlife crisis, because it's kind of like you, I know I'm saying like a lot. I apologize. Somebody's going to be like, you say like too much. What are you? You're not a professional, blah, blah, blah. You know, I get this all the time. I'm so freaking sick of that. But anyway, where was I? I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'm sure I'll get back. I'll get back on that train at some point. But I was thinking that, I was just saying this to Jason, I'm like, oh my word, do you realize that like we could have used up half of our lives already and we only have a half left? And he looked at me like I had two heads. He's like, you think you have half of your life left? He goes, I thought I've been over half for like, you know, many years. And I'm like, and that's just like a horrifying thought to think that I've already lived half my life and I only have half left. And I am not okay with that. I am not okay with I've used up half my life already and I only have half left. I'm 47. Oh my word. How much would 47 times 2 be? Let's see. 7 times 2 is 14. 104? Is that what that would? No. No, because 40 and 40 is 80. 94. 94. In double my age, I'd be 94. I hope I'm still kicking at 94. I want to be a healthy 94. My grandmother was 98 when she passed. And I've got a great-great-grandfather who was 105. So I have old people in my you know, gene pool. I don't know. I mean, that's just scary. I don't like to think about it. I don't like to think about it, but like you can't stop thinking about it. It's like when you start thinking about it, it's like, you know, don't think about monkeys. What are you thinking about right now, guys? You're thinking about monkeys. I know it. It's like, it's yeah. So I guess we all hit that point in our lives where we realize that, wow, we've used up half, and now we need to like really get serious about, you know, what we want to do with it, what we want to be when we grow up. And I guess I've been hitting that point, but it got real. I guess it really just got real. Once I had the time to really think about it, the kids went off to college, and it's like, wow, they're adults now. They're embarking on their adult journey, and you know, you kind of feel like your adult journey is on pause for a while you raise them, because that's your focus. You want to make sure they're well-adjusted, good human beings, and that they can support themselves and take care of themselves and live good lives themselves, because you brought them into the world. They didn't ask for that. You brought them in. You made them. You are responsible for them, and so it's such an all-consuming thing when you have children. At least that's the way it was for me. Then it's kind of like, wow, they're doing their thing. They're making decisions, you know, and then it's a little bit of weight off your shoulders, you know. I mean, sure, you worry, but I guess that's, you know, that's parenthood. That's parenthood. I don't know. I kind of like, but I also feel like I'm like 18 again, you know. I feel like I have a little less responsibility, so I just, I do feel kind of energized by that. Yeah. How are you doing? I know we're all different ages. I know we run the gamut. I know some of you have been here before. You've been where I've been. You're further along the path, and some of you are you know, less further along on the path, and you've got little ones at home and all of that. But yeah, so I get it. I know the other women my age they're caring for their parents. They may be caring for an ill spouse. They may be still have kids at home, and it's a lot. It's a lot that's on a person's plate nowadays. But also, I mean, how many hours a day do I spend staring at this freaking thing? You know, I would much rather be sipping a margarita with some friends at a restaurant, you know. You know, it just takes effort to get there. You know, you got to put on pants. Some days you got to just put on pants and get out into the world and see what's going on. You know, otherwise we might as well live in the Matrix. Oh, I had a list of things to talk about. Let's see. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so I found my silicone tools and I put them back in the gray cubby. So, you want to see? In case you're wondering, like, what the heck were you talking about last week? It's these things. And do you want to know where they were? they were in the bucket, and somebody else said, did you use some oil painting? And I was like, you know, maybe I did. Because I filmed a bunch. I filmed 10 oil painting lessons for an upcoming class I'm going to be launching hopefully next month. It's 30 Days to Better Painting, and I'll be doing 10 paintings in oils, 10 paintings in gouache, 10 paintings in acrylics. But the paintings can be done in any medium such as that. So you could use gouache, acrylics, or oils for any of the paintings, but I did 10 of each. So if you had a preference or you needed to have a little primer on one of those mediums, or you're just curious, you want to try it all, because hey, half your life is over, people. You better get painting. Then you would have that little bit of like, oh, I'm going to try that. But if you don't care about trying that, it's like, I'll just do it in this medium because it will work just as well. But anyway, this is what these things are. They're these little. There's a brand name called Color Shapers. Those are really expensive, but you can get, like, I got these teeny ones in the stamp aisle at Joann Fabrics, and then I got these 2 big ones at a stamp show, I think in the Marco's paper booth, and then I got these are actually some of my favorites. They're double-ended, and I had a pack of 5, so there were 10 ends, so I really only needed to keep 2, because I think there were only 4 different ends, and I gave the others to Lila, because she does gel nails and stuff. And yes, I have warned her to wear gloves with the tips cut off and to put sunscreen around her fingers. I hope she's doing that, because I got suddenly paranoid about skin cancer and nail lights. So see, the worry never really goes away. You don't know what they're doing to the fingernails when they're out of your sight. But anyway, that's what these are. They're really fun for like making marks on your gel print plates. I love them for oil pastels because they're really great for like sharpening up your edges, for blending if you like your fingers are too big to get in there and blend. These are great. They're a little bit smaller than your fingers. I'm a big finger blender, but these are really good for getting into smaller places, or you know, if you have a cut on your finger and you don't want to like smear oil pastel into it, you know. So, and then putting them right back, so I won't lose them again. Oh my word! I don't know why I put them in with a palette knife. So probably because I was using them on an oil painting, and then I just chucked them all in there when I was cleaning up. I mean, that's the only reasonable explanation. What else? What else happened this week? Oh my gosh, so I got in trouble from Amazon. Oh, and this is rich. This one takes the cake, my friends. So Amazon sends me an email, because I am an Amazon affiliate, and they send me an email saying that I am in trouble for promoting counterfeit products on Amazon. First of all, I'm like, touche, Amazon. Are we selling counterfeit product? How could I promote a counterfeit product unless you are selling a counterfeit product? First of all, let's call the kettle black here, Amazon. And second of all, I wasn't promoting counterfeit products. They linked me to a video, and it was the one when I showed substitutions for the 2 colors that Prismacolor is discontinuing. So Prismacolor is getting rid of lilac and lavender pencils of the Premier Soft Core pencil line because they can't get the pigment anymore to make those 2. And so I went through all my colored pencils, and I found 2 substitutions that were available open stock that were soft and similar in feel to Prismacolor and matched perfectly. And they were the Cezanne, a pencil by Cezanne by Jerry's Artorama, but Amazon also sells it, and also an Arteza color that Amazon also sells. So I linked to them. And because the title of the video was Prismacolor dupe for the retiring colors, or something like, I don't know, but I use the word dupe in it, and said I'm not allowed to use the word dupe in reference to a product that is sold on Amazon. It's like, so I changed the word to substitution because that's all it is. It didn't make anybody believe that they were buying Prismacolors by buying this product. I said what the brand was and why I was looking to find a substitution for the Prismacolor ones because they're being discontinued. It was a public service announcement, basically, and I got slapped on the wrist for that. And they said, you cannot use the word fake, faux, or dupe in regards to any Amazon product. And I'm like, use the word dupe when it's like, I mean, skincare people do it, like there'll be a dupe for this expensive product, drugstore dupes, you know, stuff like that. It's like nobody is thinking they're buying like Lancome at Rite Aid for $2, you know. That's the same thing with colored pencils. So anyway, I was so annoyed. And to furthermore, the video they linked to wasn't even my channel, it was my video, but it was on like this Gingju World like website. I don't even know what this website is, but they've taken a bunch of my videos and put them up there, so I have to deal with that, like getting, I mean, they don't have a ton of views, so I guess it's probably not that big of a deal, and apparently they kept all my links, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but they had like somehow copied my YouTube videos and put them on this website, even copied my profile image and channel name and put that on that website. So I don't know. So the video in question wasn't even on my channel, wasn't even something I uploaded. But anyway, so I had to go and send them an email and say, look, I'm not doing anything that is wrong. I'm not, like, because I got in trouble before from them for typing out the price of something, because they like to change the prices all the time, and they like to show different people different prices depending on their buying habits. So, you know, you want to like accuse me of doing honest things that are covering up, they're exposing your shady practices, and that's basically what it boils down to. So who knows? Maybe they will take my affiliate account away from me, but I think that would be very short-sighted of them, because I refer a lot of sales over there. So you know what? Whatever. I'm just really ticked off. I'm ticked off that every time I go to Amazon and I look at the like hot new products, I look at the new products in the art, craft, and sewing category to see if there's anything new that I would be interested in reviewing or that people should know about. There's always counterfeit Stampin' Up! Stamps there. Every day there is a counterfeit Stampin' Up! Set and die. And all they do, the seller, is just black out the word Stampin' Up! That's all they do. And Amazon lets that fly. They let that fly from their sellers, and they come back to me for creating a video on product substitutions when I'm not trying to confuse any viewers on what they're buying. I'm just like, I was just offended, livid, and just totally ticked off. And I was mad. I'm like, oh, that is rich, Amazon. That takes the cake. That is the pot calling the kettle black, if I ever heard of it. And I'm copper. I'm not even, my pot is not discolored at all, because I am above board, Amazon. And what else do I to talk about today? Oh, it's Earth Month. It's Earth Month. Speaking of, let's go in the opposite direction from Amazon. It's Earth Month. So, you know what? The best products to use if you want to be sustainable in your art room are the ones you already have. And yeah, honestly, that's it. You can buy sustainable products, but they're not going to be more sustainable than the thing you already have, that you own, that you bought and paid for. That's sustainability for your wallet. That's sustainability because getting rid of that to buy something new, even if it is a sustainably made product, it's not better than using what you have if it meets your needs. Anyway, anyway, that topic, I was just going to talk about this thing, but like, no, I'll talk about it next time, because I don't have it yet. And yeah, it's going to be a while before I get to it, so yeah, no point teasing something that's not going to come along for a couple weeks, I suppose. But that's pretty much it. I have talked for almost 28 minutes. We have filled the allotted time on my camera card. It's been great catching up with you. I do hope you have a wonderful weekend. I plan on it. I can't wait to go paint with friends today, and I hope you do something fun too. Enjoy the day, whether it's sunny or rainy or whatnot. Oh, I'm going to try, it's Easter, happy Easter. I'm going to try to make some Easter bunny buns, where you take dough and you make them into little buns. You take scissors and you snip at the ears and at the tail, and they poof up and they look like little bunnies. I think I saw it on Martha Stewart. Google it, you'll find it on Pinterest, but it's pretty cute. Anyway, that's all. Happy crafting, and we'll see you next time. Bye!